I loves me some 1 degree of Chunky B.
Okay, bring it down, yeah, we'll come back out.
I was in a family squabble with Donnie and Marie. Find somebody that can brag about that. Find somebody that Dr. Phil called a retard.
Find someone that Dr. Phil called a retard.
I'm the only one on record. And I'm proud of it.
That's going to be the new promo coming in. The only man in America that Dr. Phil has called a retard. Chunky B.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to 1 Degree of Chunky B, the podcast of love in the garage of love. And I want to tell you right here and right now, and I'm not even kidding, I want you to contact your friends, your family, and say, get on this podcast, because what we're going to talk about today is going to be deep. It's going to be fun. It's about fathers, familyhood. And even if you don't have a kid, we're going to do our best not to brag about our children. But I want to let you know, before we go any further, thank you for joining us. It gives me great honor to introduce to you a man right across the table from me. He is, an amazing individual. He is a father, my lover, and my dog walker. I got nothing.
Wow.
But please give big love to the man that goes by the name.
I'm not worthy of that introduction.
He goes by the name of Gary Adler. Everybody give it to him good.
Thank you, Chunky. I'm so psyched to be here. You know, go on, introduce the third wheel here.
Okay, but I still got a lot of things to discuss with you, so don't think you're getting away with anything. The man to my immediate left, he's out of the Hollywood district, originally a Tucsonanian. I just made that word up. I think it's close. But he is the Wizard of the Knobs. He goes by the name of Travis Spencer. Everybody.
Thank you, Chunky. Gary, good to see you, gentlemen. Good
Fantastic.
Okay, should we just jump into what I need today? Normally I like to consider myself a giver.
Yes.
But today, it's coming back at me because of the weekend that I had.
Okay.
But before I even go into that shenanigans, because I love that word. My wife actually used that seriously the other day. Tell you later.
Is that your safe word? Shenanigans!
Tap out. So I just want everybody to really give me what you guys have been giving me for the last couple of weeks, and that's a little bit of notoriety. 1 Degree of Chunky B is actually slowly taking over the planet.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, last week we were trending like what's hot and new.
Yes, thanks to Ryan Sickler and the Crab Feast.
Which is one of the best podcasts known to mankind.
That's exactly right.
But I tell you what, guess who's knocking on the back door? A little 1 Degree of Chunky B featuring the man, the wizard. No, you're the wizard. The man, the legend,
guy.
The legend in his own.
1 Degree.
The 1 Degree. Gary Adler from Four-Eyed Films. And I know sometimes I brag about you too much, but it is Foureyed.
Come on,
Films.
you got it. You can do it.
Four-Eyed Films. And I tell you what, just for fun, sometimes when the kids are asleep and the wife is upstairs watching a little TV, I'll go on the internet and I'll just check your shit out.
And spank one out.
I'll just give myself a tug to your website. you know, when you do a cartoon, boom, I'm a balloon.
Wow. That's rhyming.
Yeah. It's poetry day. But
well, cool. I mean, yes, foureyeddfilms.com. Thank you. Check it out. Travis has a website we'd all love to go to.
Yes, it's a podcalyptictimes.com.
Podcalyptictimes.com.
I'm going to have a very special guest tonight.
Yep,
Mr.
talk
Gary
about it.
Come
Adler.
on, who is-
Gary Adler coming to do my show.
If this isn't
Stoked.
incest is best, people.
Right,
That's
right,
what they
right.
say in Hollywood.
Keep it around.
That's
man,
right.
You talk about inner self-promotion. I love it. And by the way, I don't mean to brag or boast, but I like hot butter on my breakfast toast. I was on the show.
You blew it up, kid.
Amazing guest, Chunky B. This guy's got story. He was playing the guitar. He was all over the place.
Oh, he didn't break the harmonica out, did he?
No.
Thank God.
Thank God he didn't bring it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But the only reason I broke the guitar out, I didn't bring it. It was there.
Yeah.
And Travis is geek central as he may appear, has a babe for a girlfriend.
I heard. So you were serenading her?
He likes vaginas. The first thing, I
I
knew the guy 6 months. Right. After we were like friends for 6 months, I'm like, man, this dude does not like vaginas. And then all of a sudden I go over.
Oh, really? You thought he was gay?
Yes,
You thought Travis was gay?
Yeah,
Let's cut to Travis. Cut to yourself real quick.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Let's cut to yourself.
What made you think that I was gay? Was it the
take a
reach
look at
around
you.
I gave you? I was banging
You know what it was? Is when you left your trombone out in the rain.
Yeah. Does it every time.
It got rusty.
Got a little rusty.
Oh man, can we move past this horrible? We're reaching low on the fruit here. Low hanging fruit.
All right. The executive producer in the Garage of Love, 1 degree of a Chunky B. What do you got on your pad?
First of all, just for the folks at home, if you want to comment on the show, you can go to the fan page on Facebook, and that is 1 degree of Chunky B, the fan page. Check that out, and you can comment on the show. We'd love to hear from you.
I can't believe how modern we're getting.
I know, it's crazy, right?
I mean, we are doing. I got a Twitter. I got a Facebook.
You just got rid of your beeper.
Hold on, is that my VHS making noises?
Chucky did have a VHS back here literally 6 months ago. Nice. Am I right?
Yep.
All right, that's cool though. But you're all up on it. Now listen, Chunky.
Yeah.
You and I are dads. You and I are very competitive human beings. We're going to get to what the point of the show is today. Not the fact that we don't have a guest, but I do have an announcement to make, and I'll make it later in the show.
Okay. Ooh, a little teaser.
Yes.
You and I had crazy weekends separate from each other.
Mine wasn't that crazy.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. Let me go up to bat for you. When you have to wake up at, T-4 a.m. and drive to San Diego so your kids get into a surfing competition, you have to check yourself in a hotel. Oh, wait. You know something?
Yes, all of that.
Let me ask you something. Break it down. How much was it per wave that your kids got?
About $20.
$20 a wave?
Yeah. That's an expensive surf contest, man.
Isn't that crazy?
It's nuts, dude. And it doesn't make up for all the free boards and stuff that you get because, the expense just... And we stay in a nice place because I like we stayed at the Comfort Suites this time, which was awesome because they got bunk beds in one room and I could shut the door and I had a king-size bed.
Okay.
Awesome.
Break it down exactly for all the listeners. What was the contest?
Okay, here's the thing. I got one kid. He's 14.
Yep.
He's like an old school surfer kid, and he surfs under 18 longboard division in the Western Surfing Association, WSA. He just turned 14.
Right.
He surfs on Saturday. My young son, who's 10, he surfs in the U12 division on the WSA shortboard, and there's about 40 kids in his division. So there's about 14 in my older son's division. So one surfs on Saturday, one surfs on Sunday.
Okay. You've got to be there for both kids. You've got to let them understand that they are surfing years below the limit, right? I mean,
Yeah.
No. West.
Yeah, West is for sure.
Yeah, and then you got 2 more years of back.
Well, this is the last season because he's got a weird birthday. They both have weird birthdays,
okay.
which is why they're surfing up.
So you've got to pay for the surf competition.
Yeah.
And what is that? How's
The
that
annual membership is like $150 per kid,
go? Okay.
and then it's $50 per contest.
Okay. And then you got to drive down there.
Yeah.
You got to get a hotel.
Yeah.
Then you've got to feed them.
Yeah.
And they want some extra perks. Like, oh, Daddy, I like, even though they're sponsored and they're getting free stuff from ZJ Boarding House in Santa Monica.
You want me to mention all their sponsors?
Yes, of course we do.
Okay, there's Anderson Surfboards, HO in Venice, Ocean Park 26,
Yep.
Santa Monica Airlines, Shaper Supply, and the big one is ZJ Boarding House in Santa Monica.
We talked about not bragging about our children on this podcast, but how awesome is a 14-year-old and a 10-year-old have sponsors?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's nothing I ever had.
It's unreal. It's unreal.
Isn't it crazy?
It's amazing, you know. It's like,
And both their kids shred. I've seen them surf.
if you're sponsored, you're pretty damn good.
Yeah, they're good.
Right?
Hey, Travis, have you ever been sponsored?
Never. Never.
When you were back in the trailer home park,
Never.
there was
Well,
no
okay,
sponsorship.
I was sponsored by PBR when I was a 4-year-old.
And I've never had a sponsor, but I need one.
Yes, you do need a sponsor. You need a couple of them.
And there's no logo involved.
Yeah, right? And it's an anonymous sponsor. Can we talk about you and your weekend?
Okay, what was crazy was you were down in San Diego at the beach. I went to Las Vegas, and what I mean by Las Vegas is Henderson. It's like Las Vegas, a little step.
Let me back it up. Your kid is a sick baseball player. Jack
Yep,
O'Rourke.
Yep.
He's a monster on the field. Okay.
I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
So he gets on this new travel team, and it's out of like Torrance, Los Angeles, and he doesn't know these kids all that well. We go to the tournament in Henderson, right outside of Las Vegas. The rooms are $119.
Yeah.
And that's not even with the double secret room expense where they throw another 20 because.
And where does Tiny sleep?
Okay, we're going to get to this, people. What I went through this, and I'm going to look you square right in the eye. And what I went through this weekend, no man should ever go through. I'm telling you.
Parts unknown. You travel to parts unknown.
All right. Maybe I should just cut right into it.
I-
Let's go right into it. I'll tell you
And
about.
by the way, this happens a lot where I'm away for the weekend and you're away for the weekend at a
Doing
baseball thing and
Yep.
I'm away at a surfing thing and we're texting back and forth the stats. What's going on?
And Travis, that's the truth. Every bat that Jack does, Adler's like, what do you do? What do you do? And then I'm like, did you go to the next heat? Yeah.
Bestest friends.
Yeah, we're BFFs, man.
No. It's not about being best friends. It's about being more competitive.
Oh, God, yes.
My kid's better
Yeah,
than
secretly
yours.
we want the other kid to fail miserably.
That's healthy, guys. That's really fucking healthy.
I know. That sounds funny, but
That's Hollywood.
That's more comical than it is the truth.
Yeah.
Even,
Oh, for sure. We were rooting for each other. No doubt.
Yeah. So here's what went down, Travis, and all you people. It was crazy talk. It was a crazy thing. It was crazy that I chose to be a good citizen. Adler and I don't think Travis knows him. He goes by the name of Tiny, and he is a huge man that doesn't get out very often.
Right.
And he loves baseball. He loves Jack.
He was drafted.
He was drafted. He's got a great baseball story. In high school, he went into the city finals, and they played at Dodger Stadium.
Nice.
And he was a leadoff batter, even though he was a big guy, played catcher. The first pitch he ever got in Dodger Stadium, jacked it over the fence.
Come on.
His very first pitch.
Tiny.
Is
there any footage or photo or anything of that?
We got to Google it. We got
to find that.
Wikipedia it at least.
Yeah.
So
I'll double text you.
So that's a promise. Check this out. He gets drafted like by Philly. He blows his knees out. And then he loses control of his body weight. He's no longer an athlete.
When he was on the field, what was he, like a Prince Fielder? Was he like a big poppy?
No. He was a big poppy.
Right.
He was a big
okay.
poppy.
He was in shape, but he was big.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But he was more muscular.
Yeah,
than like a fielder.
Yeah.
So he
played catcher, no?
He was catcher.
Yeah.
He blows his knees out, and then he just starts losing control of his food intake. Gets bigger and bigger. Nickname Tiny. So he loves Jack, and I put him on our baseball team email list, so he knows everything. He takes over Jack's basic little league, not little league, but travel ball, his schedule. And he texts me, all right, Jack needs to be at practice at this time. So now I've got Tiny as his manager. Tiny invites himself to Vegas. I can't say no. The guy never gets out. He's huge, and I'm going to give you the facts, the details in a second. But let me tell you, I'm like, okay, Tiny, I know you don't have any money. I know you're on disability. I'll take you, but you've got to pay me back. All right?
Fair enough.
He goes, all I need is $200. Yesterday, the tallies are like hovering around $600.
Oh,
I
man.
can't even tell my wife.
Come on.
And you know what he did? You know what he did to me? Swear to God.
Wait, you know you're broadcasting this to the world. You just said you can't.
You know something? I got no shame in my game. I will tell you the facts. This is not even shocking allegations.
Just let you know we're posting this.
Yeah, bring it, baby. Because
Are you scared of Tiny?
No, I'm scared of the wife. He's like, I haven't even told my wife, and we're gonna post
good one.
you
Good
know,
one.
it's
I
all
didn't even
good.
think about that one. Okay, he's claiming this is day one at the casino, and you know he and I and you, we love to play cards.
Yeah.
I go, Tiny, here's the deals. Let's just get warmed up. He's like, well, I don't have any money to gamble. I go, here's $20. Sit next to me at the blackjack table. He goes, okay, cool. All right, thank you so much. I owe you 20. He loses it right away. And I'm thinking he's getting his big ass off the chair. He goes to his wallet and pulls out 40.
Come on. He does not.
Yes, he does.
That's not a true story.
Not even making it up.
Come on, man.
Not even making it up. I promise you, factual.
And was there any eye contact or anything?
No. The dealer goes, whoa, that's weird. I kid you not.
on.
I'm like, Tiny. He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All right, so
It goes on. Now I'm going to give you some details. Tiny. I took him to, and this is last night. This is how fresh off the press is.
yeah.
I took him to Heart Attack Grill. Okay, in like old school Las Vegas last night. Do you know what this restaurant is?
No.
If you're 350 pounds, you eat for free.
So he's double eating for free.
But the whole weekend, he's bragging, we got to go to the Heart Attack. Got to go to the Heart Attack.
Right.
I don't want to go.
Right.
You know, I want to find a seafood
You want to eat
joint.
some sushi or
I'll
something.
eat some sushi.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
casino was
Dude,
really great.
Something nice.
Right. Heart attack. So after the baseball games, this is just last night, people.
I want to get back into the baseball games.
Yeah,
too.
we're going to.
Okay.
Oh my God, we're going. So we're driving out of town. We go to Fremont Street, and we see Heart Attack Grill, eat for free for 350 pounds. Tiny thought he was going to the fucking prom.
He was like a celebrity there.
He was no. Here's what he's just getting all dolled up. He's like, I got my fancy jeans.
Did he roll in there on a scooter?
No, that's a reason. That's a reason. That's another reason. And I got this. We've got so much to talk about, so I'm going to cut right to the chase. He, in his mind, for 4 days, thought he was going to be a celebrity. When I walk in there, people be high-fiving me. Oh, here comes the king. Here comes the king. He gets in there. There's like 2 tables.
There's nobody in there.
It's empty.
Right. There's 2 tables, but the place is filled. Because it's just.
But when you walk into a Heart Attack Grill, they put a hospital gown on you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then all the waitresses are nurses with the whole thing. And
It's
almost,
so Vegas.
Yeah, but it's a semi-Hooters vibe,
Yeah. A little sexy.
but with a really small menu. It's just like, would you like cholesterol or would you like more cholesterol? No, there's no steak. It's all hamburgers and hot dogs. And the french fries were decent, but Tiny walks in and they say, you got to get on a scale, sir. Now, keep in mind, Tiny is driving around all weekend on a fucking scooter.
By the way, he sent me the greatest picture. And can we show that on the podcast?
Hell yes.
As this week's guest? Tiny, you're this week's guest, by the way.
Oh, my God.
That's great.
Check this out. So he gets on the scale, and Tiny, and I'm not even making 1 extra pound up on this story.
Oh, no.
538 pounds.
Now, do the 2 tables erupt in applause at this moment?
A couple people clapped in disgust. And he said,
And like shaking their heads no, like.
dude, yeah. You got about another 4 months.
Poor guy, man. I feel
love
for
him.
him, man. I love him too, and I feel bad for him because he can't. How can you possibly be yourself?
Okay. The story continues. He
We
gets
love you, Tiny. By the way.
Yeah. I like you right now. We got shit to talk about. So, is that your phone going off?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
That is so unprofessional, Travis.
We need a timer.
Man.
Man, if I knew somebody else, you would be fired. Oh my God, are we talking how much? Let's go faster. So, all the waitresses are hot nurses.
Right.
We sit down, and I'm looking around. I can't see my waitress / nurse because she's 2, maybe 3 feet tall.
And she's standing behind Tiny.
She came out of Tiny's crack. Tiny sat on her.
Like, where did you come from?
Her name was Lola.
Oh,
And
so
if you are
great.
ever
Did you
the-
take pictures of this?
I didn't take it.
You come on.
I know,
Sean.
because I didn't want any evidence. She was so small. And there's Jack, my 12-year-old, not small people savvy.
Right.
You know, he's like, what the fuck? And Tiny's like, that's dessert.
Is she making my food, Dad?
I mean, and Tiny, his appetite, I mean, he eats live chickens like they're popcorn. You got feathers going on. I don't need to cook anything.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but then I'm thinking to myself.
So what does Tiny eat at a sit down here?
He eats very little because he's disgusted. He's like, it was a lot better on the internet. I'm like, dude, what are you, like, bummed out?
Oh, the food wasn't good.
No, but he just was thinking that he was going to get a bigger reception. He was going to walk in there like
the
King
king
Kong.
of the big people.
Right. And then no one gave a shit. People were like, But you have got to eat everything on your plate. If you don't,
It's
you've
not
got,
free.
No, no. I'm not even talking about Tiny. I'm talking about every guest. You've got to go up to this like metal frame that's got some cushions, and you got to put your elbows down, and your waitress comes up with a paddle and smacks your ass as hard as she could. As hard as she can.
I don't want to eat there.
Yeah, you do.
Really?
When a midget smacks your ass,
Did you get your ass smacked?
dude, I was so hungry. I
And
wanted to.
nobody got this on film for the podcast.
No.
You know
Oh,
what?
wait a second.
We need to talk about this a little bit.
I know, but I didn't want my kid was there. I
It
just
doesn't matter. If a midget is smacking you in the ass with a paddle,
Yes.
you get that on film. You say, Jack, here's how you hold the camera. Push this button.
No. He's done it before, but I think I said to Lola, the 3.5 footer, I'm telling you, her ass was below like my kneecap. I mean, she had this long body and then this big fucking like J-Lo ass, and I was like, damn, if I was freaking single, I'd give it just for a freak.
Oh God, like a wild onion.
Yeah. An onion trying to break out of a paper bag. But okay, real quick. I said to her, sweetheart, if I was a single man, I would flirt with you. She goes, you've already been flirting with me. I'm like, oh.
She had you.
Yeah. Okay. A scooter. Tiny needed a scooter. The scooter was 250 pounds. He could not lift anything. I put in and out of the weekend in my wife's minivan a 250-pound scooter everywhere.
How did he get in the van?
He could slide in.
Oh, he could.
Yo,
Okay.
he can get into the passenger seat with a shoehorn and a lubricant. I had to coat him with Vaseline. Had like a human shoehorn. Every time he got in, it popped.
You're killing me, man.
And Jack was over there with the other from the driver's side.
Pulling him.
And then once he got in the car, it was like breaking the sound barrier. Be like, boom.
Oh God.
From a block away, I was like, "Oh, Tiny's in the car."
Oh man.
And
all right,
okay. Let's talk.
I feel bad. You made me feel terrible.
Okay. Are you ready? I know.
Now
something.
wait a minute. You were there just so that people know, because Jack is a great baseball player.
Yeah.
He got picked for a travel team
Yep.
and a pony league team. Was
Yep.
he playing on both this weekend?
No. The Pony League was not even. They had a game, but Jack wasn't on it because they had a local game here in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And Jack got invited to
The travel team. To
And
go to
boy,
Vegas and play in a tournament?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
24 teams.
Okay, so you guys won your first 3 games.
We won our first 3 games,
And you're into the semis at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're in the top bracket by this time.
Right.
At the end of the tournament, Out of 24 teams, there were teams from Idaho.
And Jack's hitting the ball well.
Not at first. Check it out. This is the dynamics of kids, and I'm just talking across the board now. Jack is not maximizing his game.
Okay.
And he doesn't know the kids on the team. So the second night we're there, he's like, Dad, let's you and I go to the movies. Because in the casino, there was a movie theater.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, why don't you go hang with your boys?
Right.
Well, I don't know them. And I said, I'll tell you what. You take a shower. I'll be back in about 30 minutes. Tiny and I are going to go do a couple hands of blackjack.
Okay.
And he's like, okay, cool. I'm walking through the lobby, and there's like 5 teammates of Jack. Keep in mind, he's new to the team, first time playing.
Right.
And I hear some kid go, there's Jack's dad.
Right.
And I go, where? And they run up to me. And they're like, where's Jack?
Right. Yeah, they want him to hang out with them.
And I go, he's in 209.
Yeah, go get him.
And they all ran up, banged on the door, pulled him out of the room, took him to Bad Grandpa, which he's already seen.
Awesome.
But then the next day, first game, he goes 3 for 3, single, double, triple. It was a stand-up double, a stand-up triple, and this was in a field that was the old Cincinnati Reds replica. It's called like Big League Dreams, and each field is an exact mini of Dodger Stadium.
So crazy.
And then you got Yankee Stadium and all these different stadiums, and in the middle of it is a glassed-in concession stand with a bar. So all the dads are in air conditioning. It wasn't that hard. I know.
That's nice, man.
They call it Field of Dreams. It's like a chunky big field of wet dreams. I'm like, are you trying to tell me I can buy a pitcher of Bud Light and take it and sit it in the front row at my kid's Little League?
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, you can. I'm like,
Oh, my God.
And check this out. I choose not to. Because one, you
Thank
scared
you.
the hell out of me with that text. What are you doing? You better not be drinking beer at the field. I didn't. I stayed in my seat in the front row, right behind the backstop.
Yeah.
And third inning, I got up and started walking up. All the moms, all the dads, pitchers of beer. I'm like, what are you? Are you serious? I'm sitting here trying to do the right thing because Adler texted me, oh, that's great. You're getting fucked up.
He texted me a picture of Tiny in his scooter with like a 24-pack of Budweiser in the basket in the front, like driving in the grocery store. And I'm
then
like,
you bust my balls.
And I said, Chunky, great. So now you're going to get hammered at your son's baseball game. Terrific. And he said, no, that's for the room or some shit.
Right. It was.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, I don't know these parents. This is my son's first time.
Yeah, that's good, though. You did the right thing.
And I'm in the front row cheering on. I go up there, and everybody's like pouring each other beers. And I'm like, you know what I did?
You don't need an invitation.
Yeah, I went right up there, and I bought everybody pictures.
So that's cool. What happened in the third game?
Okay.
This was Monday morning.
No, technically.
No, fourth game Monday morning.
No, his outcome game was they played 6 games, 2 a day. So it was the fourth game on Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
He didn't play the third game because these other kids that weren't there the first day, these football players, they came and these guys are phenomenal. They're phenomenal. And so Jack's sitting on the bench, which I'm okay with. No, I'm okay with.
Phenomenal?
The third baseman, which Jack usually plays third base, 3 errors. The next game, Jack's starting third base.
There you go.
And he gets up, rips a single right up the middle, right past the pitcher. Next up, a triple up against the fence. And keep in mind, even though it's a smaller field, we're still talking
It's far.
320.
Nice.
And one hops off the back of the fence in center field, and he trots into third.
Nice.
Next one, same gap in between center and right field, but a couple hoppers. Double.
Man, if he just would have hit that homer for the Around the World.
Oh, I know. I know.
That's the best.
Yeah. And at this time, that's his coming out game.
Yeah.
Now everyone knows Jack's the real deal.
Yeah.
Parents are coming up to me. Now people are friendlier to me.
Right.
Because they were like, oh, who's that guy over there loud and screaming at every, because I cheer.
Yeah.
Positively.
How's Tiny at the games?
Tiny is up sitting on his...
In the shade.
In the shade.
Yeah.
But he's, go get him, boy. Come on, kid. What you got, kid?
Yeah, he's all that.
Yeah, he's got that baseball chant.
Yeah.
And, but I never sat next to him because just like he is, you're stuck on the exact same things you do every game.
You're down behind the backstop.
Yeah, I sat in the exact same seat.
Yeah.
Every game.
That's great.
And it was fun to see. Now, let's go into parent dynamics.
Okay.
Because I've seen some contests on the beach where dads are right at the water, ankle deep, signals, acting like they're, landing a plane.
It's the daddy dance, I call it.
And I've seen it in action. And
I've done it.
I was about to say, I didn't want to.
I've since learned how to not do it because I bring a video camera down.
Right.
And I set it up on the beach and I give myself something to do. And now I've even learned to shut up so that I don't sound like an idiot on the video. Yes. But every now and then I do. And I was so frustrated with Beck on Sunday.
Elaborate.
That I said, Westy, you take. Well, here's the deal. Let me tell you. Should I break it down a little bit?
Please do.
Okay. My older son, he surfs U18, and he took third place in his first heat, and then he was into the repechage round. And if you get top 3 there, you're into the finals. He took 5th in the repechage. But he literally just turned 14, and the other kids are 17, 18 years old. So he's just out there having fun. And in a couple of years, he can take that division, no doubt in my mind. Like, he will crush. So we're grooming him to do that because if he wins the U18 longboard division, the championships, he will represent the United States in the international competition, okay? And that's what I want for him, to be able to fly to Panama with the team and surf, for the USA and all that stuff, which is awesome.
Yes.
Okay, it's like, the Olympics for surfing, which is amazing. Beck, on the other hand, is in a division like Beck, like you've seen him grow up surfing, and you marvel at him as I do.
Yep,
okay,
I'm his biggest fan.
When you show up on Sunday at 6:30 a.m., there's 50 of him in the parking lot. Okay, 50 of him, like even blonder, even more ripped, even more sponsored, everything. Okay, and it's just like, holy shit, like this kid's got to surf through 4 heats to get to the finals. So he's still only 10. And so first contest, he laid an egg. He didn't get out of his first heat. Second contest, he makes it to the repechage round and doesn't get in. Third contest, he laid another egg. Okay, didn't get out of his first heat. The fourth contest in Ventura, he made it all the way to the finals. Second in his first heat, second in his second heat, second in his third heat, into the repechage, and then he made the finals. He got 5th place, got a lot of points. He moved up to 4th place in the rankings out of the 40 kids. He was 4th.
Nice.
Sick, right? Next contest, laid an egg. And then yesterday, he couldn't get out of his, he took 4th in his first heat, and we were done by 7:30. We were out of there.
Okay. Now, I know that people, our podcast listeners, 1 Degree Chunky B, are beach people, love surfing, but there's some people that don't understand. You're saying he laid an egg. He didn't go on. But what, was he messing up?
Here's the thing about Beck, which I figured out, okay? Not unlike my son West, the older son, he is the opposite of a wave magnet. You know how West is out in the water?
Yes.
He catches everything.
Yep.
When you don't even think there's a wave, he's on it.
He finds it.
And Beck is the opposite. And he just can't see beyond the 4 feet in front of him, mostly because he's really short.
He's a small kid, man.
But a lot of it is because he's not looking beyond that 4 feet.
The swell
and he's also doing things like trying to take off on waves that aren't going to break. And when he does it, he turns around and misses the one behind it.
Right.
Trying to take off on a wave when someone's already on
Got the
it,
wave.
misses the one behind it. So I talked to him this morning about that, and he's going to work on that. And I think that's going to solve a lot of issues for him, because when he's in the heats, he's not he's not getting the waves he deserves. You know what I mean? That he could surf well.
That's interesting because so his like little what would you call like little area
Yeah.
is
It's a 10-foot round
right, and West's is 100 foot
miles.
Yeah.
Yes, literally.
And I want to let you know, I've never seen anyone grab more waves than West.
Yeah, he's
just
crazy.
even for fun. Even when you're north of the pier and you've got all that, those hardcore, it's almost the demographics there for the hardcore is like almost 18 to 35 or even older. And then they give respect to what they call Groms, the younger kids that are in the clique.
Yeah.
And Jack is still hovering. He's on the bubble.
It's a little weird down there, but they're good guys and they look after the kids, which I love.
Right. But I'm saying West's wave ratio
it's
is
not bad.
just as better than any other 22-year-old kid that grew up on the at the pier.
Yeah, which is why I think he will ultimately be able to win the U18 division on the WSA and represent the U.S. That's what I want for him. I think it'll be great, and he wants it too. Anyway, should we take a break?
You know something? Yes, but I got so much more on my mind. We're gonna take a break, and we're gonna slip into fatherhood. And listeners, thank you. Because some of you people are like, I don't give a shit about
for sure.
kids.
I'm sure there's a bunch of people like
But
that.
I want to let you know, there's a pretty good chance that if you're alive, you had parents at one time. Or you
are a parent.
Or you are a parent. This is just trying to get our kids in the right direction and our parents doing the best that they did back in the day to get us in the right direction. And you
have to walk that line between like living through your kid and just sort of, being a casual observer. I mean, there's a weird line there.
Yeah.
You know, you got to let them live their life and fail and all that stuff. But at the same time, you want to tell them what you think is the right thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And, oh, God, you just gave me goosebumps again. And just to let you know how serious I am about this podcast today, talking about Tiny, I actually wrote all my notes on paper plates today.
That's awesome. You have to put it up so people can see.
Yeah.
Those are chunky notes.
These are the notes. Adler's got this little legal pad that he does.
Yeah, here's me.
Yeah. And look at it. If you can see this, that's his professional. Mine are on paper plates. Yeah. But you can still see, I said this weekend. We've got so much more to talk about. Please do me a favor. Do not go anywhere. And if you do, get on the phone and say, damn, you got to listen to this freaking podcast.
All you coach dads out there.
Yeah. Anybody that is actually had parents or had a parent or any, if you're alive, call somebody that's alive and tell them to tune in.
It's not bad advice.
Everybody tell everybody.
That's great.
Adler across the table of love at the garage, and of course,
Let's take a break.
The Wizard of Knobs. You guys, we'll be back in just a second.
Travis, you're not a parent, but the first thing a parent hears when they have a daughter is right. Tell me how many dudes told you this, right? You know which one I'm going to say. You're like, everyone's like, oh yeah, if you have a boy, they just have one penis to worry about. If you have a girl, you got a million penises to worry about.
I didn't want to. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so kindly for being part of 1 Degree of Chunky B. That's me. We're doing a podcast that we're really proud of. And we'll brag about ourselves later, but...
we were number 2 on New and Noteworthy right after Ryan Sickler appeared.
I can't believe it.
And we're going to get back there. You know why? I have an announcement to make.
But
next Tuesday, our guest is Jay Larson from the Crab Feast.
Shut up.
Jay Larson
Is that
will
a
be
fact?
here. That's a fact.
At our normal time? Or
It's not completely confirmed.
But something, we can brag about it, and if it doesn't happen, we can be like, oops, sorry, we fucked up.
And if he is here next Tuesday, you'll see him 2 weeks after that, because that's how we roll.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been hanging out with you for like an hour and a half, and you haven't even mentioned it.
I've kept that news to myself.
Now he's getting stingy.
No, I wanted to bring it up at the right time,
Right on. Okay, we're back, and we're talking about, I don't give a shit if you don't have kids, but I know you had parents. Somebody gave birth to you. If you're listening to this right now, you came out of somebody's vagina.
Yes, you did.
Isn't that a crazy fact? I don't mean to get sidetracked.
It's weird.
But we're all out of vaginas.
Yes.
Or, okay, wait a second. No, we're not.
So Travis has seen 2 vaginas now.
His mom's
what's
and
the
his sisters.
No, he has a girlfriend, I hear.
Oh, that's all I forgot
Right,
about that. Check this out. She
Haven't
doesn't have a
seen it. Still
vagina.
haven't seen it.
She's got a.
Still working on that.
She's got a penis.
Oh,
All right, I'm going too far.
terrible.
But you know something? We're not all out of vaginas because there's C-sections.
That's true.
You're out of somebody's belly.
Well, it's not a belly, but yeah, you're right.
What is it? A uterus?
Yeah, is
A
it?
uterus.
Yeah, you're in utero. All right, what are we doing? Come
Talking
on,
the
this
most
is
boring.
stupid.
Let's check how much dilation we've got in our vaginas.
I'm gonna go like this because this will tell me later when to cut this part out. Okay.
Editing. No, fuck the edit. Let's let them know that we're stupid vagina. We're vegetarians.
Yes.
All right, check it out. Now, fatherhood, parenting. You had something on your mind before the break. You want to bust it out, or you want me to tell you what I went through with a parenting experience this weekend? I'd rather you start.
No, I didn't. My thing that was on my mind was that Jay Larson was going to be the guest next week. And now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get back to you. Sinbad, everybody.
Are you doing a throwback? All right. Different parents,
Yeah.
different kids. And I sat there not only in Vegas and watching baseball, but I was actually enjoying the dynamics of different parenting.
Yeah.
And I let my kids go. In the casino, there was a big, huge movie theater, 13 theaters. And all the friends wanted to go see Bad Grandpa. I took my son there, and I laughed harder than he did. It was so funny to me, even though I don't like some of that sophomoric shit jokes. But I laughed the shit out of me.
I haven't seen it yet, but I will.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
Okay. One mom got caught by the kids sneaking into the theater. She paid, but was a couple rows back. Because
Like spying on the kid.
spying on her kid. And the kid said it was a PG-13 and it was an R.
Right.
And someone said, hey, Eddie, your mom's 2 rows back. He's like, what? And then the whole team, keep in mind, I wasn't there, but this is what my son was saying. Everybody turned around. The mom said, you got to get out of here. And they heckled her out. And she got up and she just walked out in embarrassment.
That's great.
Yeah. And then another mom, when we didn't have a game, it was like 1 in the afternoon, this second day, all the kids went to the arcade. And
What hotel were you in?
oh, this was like, I say Vegas, Henderson in like the Sunset.
Okay, so you weren't in Vegas proper. You
Technically,
were
no.
A little bit outside
No,
of
but
Vegas.
it sounds cooler if I
It's
say
still a
it.
casino wherever
Huge
you go.
casino.
Right.
It had 70 bowling lanes on the second floor.
Holy shit.
It was it had 5 restaurants. That whole big thing. You know
And
the deal.
full. The place is jamming.
Yeah, of desperation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got like moms walking with their 6-month-old baby smoking a cigarette.
Right.
No, not the mom, the kid.
Ah.
Yeah, it was like, man, you walk in there like, I'd like to go to the non-smoking area. Good luck.
Yeah, right.
This is Henderson.
There's an aquarium in the middle of the room, but there's people who aren't smoking in there.
Right. You might run into somebody. But one mom at the game was actually heckling our own team. Oh, yeah, you had fun at the casino. You're losing this game, but you weren't losing the game in the casino. I mean, not casino, I mean arcade. My
Right.
bad. You were at the arcade until 10:15.
She thought maybe they should have been.
Yeah, in bed. The game, the game was at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and she was complaining
Really?
that the kids were at the arcade.
So how long does that sort of heckling go on?
I stood up and I stopped her,
Oh, you did.
and I just met her.
Right.
I'm like, sweetheart, listen, I know this is your team, your boy, even though he's 25 pounds overweight, and the dad's a big guy,
Right.
the mom's a big gal, and the kid can't even make it to first base without like a timeout halfway through.
But he's a superstar at the Heart Attack restaurant, right? Heart Attack Bar and Grill, is that what it is?
Right. But she was actually yelling onto the field from the bleachers. Yeah, you had a great time at the arcade.
Heckling your own team.
Yeah. And I said, sweetheart, can you be more positive? There was a guy on first, and it was a hit up the middle, and the shortstop caught it. As soon as it was hit, she yelled out, "We're done!" I'm like, the kid hasn't even done it. They haven't even turned the double play yet. And I stood up. I'm like, Evelyn, please.
Now you're on a first name basis.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah. You got to let the play finish. Don't start, heckling the.
Did they turn the double?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then I went over to get like a pretzel in the concession stand, and a mom came up to me while I was in line, going, "You have no idea how much we all been wanting to say something to her. You're the new guy, and you don't know her, and that's why you're sitting there saying, no, there's no negativity."
Right.
I said, "There's no negativity on my watch," and I said, "There's a little thing called flowetry," and I started doing my hands.
Oh,
Flow.
good for you.
I said
Give her the
flowetry.
full chunky.
Oh yeah. And I had strangers high-fiving me.
You zapped her,
Oh,
man.
my God. Especially when Jack went 3 for 3.
So now, did she shut up a little bit? A little bit.
A little. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. But, okay, that's parenting. And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's about, do you spy on your kids? How much money do you give one kid to go to the arcade? How much money, do you let this kid eat constant chicken strips with no vegetables?
Right.
And you can tell.
How about when your kid doesn't do well and that face you have to put on? That smile, like, you get him next time, son. You fuck.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
The fuck's wrong with you? You want to say that, but you're like, you want a snack?
How about a candy bar and a hug? In the first game, I saw something that I've never seen before. A parent, full on, chest out, fists up with a coach
Come on.
from the same team.
What?
And they were motherfucking each other as loud as they could.
Like in front of parents and kids and everything?
Full crowd.
Come on.
This is a huge tournament.
But don't they have those basic Little League rules, which is like, that does not apply here, sir?
It doesn't, but when it's an inner squad squumble, it's not like a parent with an umpire. It was
No, it doesn't matter. You know that. Yeah, like I can't start yelling at Oscar. You know what I mean? They
Right.
would be like, get the fuck out of here.
right. But these guys had to be held back from each other. And this team was from Iowa. And I was sitting right close up to some of the other moms, and they looked at me in embarrassment going, "We're so sorry you have to see this."
Oh, they were from that team?
Yep.
Ah.
He goes, "This guy does it all the time."
See, no one's told him. No one did this to him.
No one did the flowetry outward.
You gotta do that.
You got to do the breaststroke.
Yeah, I tell you, man. When my, I have so much hope, when my kids are out in the water, and a lot of confidence in them because I know they're good.
Are you nervous?
I'm so nervous, and when I start to see things go south in the heat, and it's 15 minutes, and either
Yep.
you get 2 great waves or you don't, or the other kids just surf better than you,
Right.
And when it's 5 minutes left and the kid just doesn't have anything under his belt yet.
But I know you had the camera rolling,
Yeah.
but you're giving some advice. Go out, go right,
He's not
go.
looking. He's
He's-
not looking. And, it's tough, man. And then he walks up the beach and he goes, "I got third, right?" And I just looked at him and went, "No, you didn't, son. You're not moving on." And he was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Dude, I hold myself in."
No, are we talking about Beck?
Yeah.
Beck, yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah.
Beck walks out of there knowing he did good.
He wants to win
Yep.
everything,
Yeah.
and he came out thinking he got third in his heat, and I knew he didn't, and I have to just be like, I won't get him next time, let's go have a snack,
And the crazy thing about your sport that your children do, that's 15 minutes.
That's it.
And are you ready for this? It lasts two days. You get 15-minute pockets, and then you wait around.
Yeah. Well,
And-
no, if in fact he moved on, he would surf again within the hour,
Oh, okay.
and then he'd surf again in another within the hour, and then his finals would be like 4 o'clock or something.
But you remember our kids, and I tell you, it's funny that you and I have gone to an event together, the world champion body surfing competition.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, Adler and I weren't in the competition. Our children were in the competition.
Yeah, we took two of our boys. We took Jack and Wes down there. Wes had just won a contest up here, body surfing, the
Yep.
Ocean Park 26 with adults and everything.
Yep.
And he won the whole thing. And he was super proud of that. And then someone said, hey, the world championships are down in Oceanside. You should do it. So I signed up, and then I told you and said, let's get
Yep.
Jack signed up. Let's
Yep.
all go down there. We had a great weekend.
Okay, here's another thing about fatherhood, parenting, and we're going to slide in another category, friendship.
Yeah.
You knew for a fact that you were going to share a room with me.
No way.
Okay,
And you did too.
right.
Yeah.
And even when we went up to San Jose a couple years ago to do that pilot,
We weren't going to share a room.
we had no money.
There's no way I'm jerking off in front of you, dude. And that's what you do when you go to hotels. You know what I mean? It
Gives you
wasn't
the
going to happen.
privilege. It gives you the privilege.
I'm honored.
So getting back, I know I'm coming back to the segment before. Tiny wanted to go, and I was thinking, Tiny, get your own room.
Yeah.
We'll get a connecting room. You're 538 pounds. I want to let you know, I woke up in the middle of the night thinking there was an earthquake. And he was multitasking. He was snoring and farting. And I know we're digressing, but it's about, it doesn't matter how good of friends you are. You still want to do, just like, hey, dude, when it's late night and we call it quits, all I want to do is walk around my room and
Yeah.
not worry about,
Go to sleep.
am I hurting somebody's feelings?
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
What were the sleeping arrangements?
Okay, we had 2 queens.
Okay.
Jack and I slept in one bed, and
Right.
Tiny in the other, right next to his charging fucking scooter.
Right.
But I want to let you know, if when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to your room vibrating, a powerful snore, and you look over there, and we had a really shitty view, and it was like back by the trash cans, and there was a light, so you could see a shaft of light just caressing Tiny's belly without a shirt on. And I swear to God, if Greenpeace was in the neighborhood, they would have shoved him in some large amount of water. They would have helicoptered out of there.
Oh, man.
Huge.
If there's any animators out there, this would be a good segment.
Yeah, you show us what you got.
Yeah.
And he stopped.
So the noises.
Yeah, did you see how frustrated I got there?
Yeah,
I just totally lost
So
focus.
did Jack wake up as well?
First night, no, hallelujah.
Right.
Second night, in the morning, he whispers in my ear, Dad, I heard him all night. I go, so did the fucking hotel. It was crazy.
So you never thought about getting that other room and just putting him up?
No, because I'm on I was trying to do the tightest budget possible.
Sure, of course.
The tournament at the end of the weekend.
What
and
did that
then
all run you? Give me the weekend.
1,200.
Wow. See, that's way more than my weekend. Mine ran about, we're looking around $400.
Right. Well, I wish. The reason why it was so expensive is because freaking Tiny was on my tab. He kept I was making it rain up in here.
Oh, my goodness.
And you know what's so weird? He didn't like this restaurant that I went to, right? First night I took him out to dinner, the seafood restaurant. I go, Tiny, this is the closest New Orleans restaurant I've been to without being in New Orleans for the longest time. And you know what he did? He said, no, go ahead, eat. So I sat at the bar, and I look over my shoulder, and there he's in a scooter right outside the door of the...
Just going back and forth?
No, just staring at me. Just waiting on you.
Just staring at you.
Staring at me.
Come on.
I'm not even exaggerating. And then I said, Tiny, get out of here. I'll meet you over by the Texas Hold'em table. And then these 2 cool people come sitting next to me. I start chatting with them. So I extend my time 15 minutes. Tiny texts me. He's like, oh, what are you doing? I go, I'm paying my bill. And I stay there 5 minutes longer.
Yeah.
And he texts back, it doesn't look like you're paying your bill. And I look over my shoulder, and there he is.
That's
And
great.
it had a light, like a car. It had a
The
light.
scooter had a front headlight.
Yeah, headlight. And are you ready for this? And Travis, I'm not even kidding. Blinkers.
Oh,
So every
did he
time
have his brights on?
it was like Christmas morning. He's never been happier.
When you came out of that restaurant?
No, just driving around the
Oh, right,
casino, and then doing a little honk honk, and then the blinkers, and the blinkers were even on the backside.
So great. You got no footage of this.
I was so disturbed mentally. I didn't even want something. I didn't even think about it.
Because Tiny is our guest today.
Yeah, wouldn't it be great? Come on in, Tiny.
No, I mean, he's sort of our guest today.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
not
yeah.
here, but he's kind of the guest.
I know, but we will not tell him. I'm not even going to tell him that we're talking about him.
Really?
Because he's got nothing else to do. He'll be on the internet. I'm like, hey, we did a podcast about you. I'll never get my money back. Did I tell you about the bet?
No.
The parlay?
What's the parlay?
We went with the Saints, and then we went. I had a three-team parlay, and he goes, "Okay, great." I give him $30 to make this parlay, and he comes back and he goes, "Oh, it was so confusing. It was like crazy, and I was trying to get my scooter in there, and he did a $10 bet."
What? Where did the other 20 go?
Ding, 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 ding. That's the question. I'm like,
And then you won it?
give me the $20.
Did you win the parlay?
Check it out. I made him go back.
And you
And I'm like, put another 20. And he goes, okay, if we win, that money, that my part of it goes to what I owe you. I go, I gave you the money for the bet. I was giving you a project. I was giving you something to do because you're driving me
because
fucking crazy.
so he made the bet, which means it's his bet.
And he was throwing me a bone like, hey, if we win, we'll split it.
Right.
Like, what? I won. And I went down there, and because I was holding on to tickets.
Yeah, there you go.
I ditched the scooter, went around there.
How much did you get?
180.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you give him his cut?
I said, fuck, no. He didn't even ask. He saw the look in my eye. I'm like, dude, don't.
Don't look. Well, that's good. At least you got some money back.
Real quick casino story. I know we're way off topic, and we'll get back to what we got to talk
Yeah,
about.
we're almost gonna get out of here. It's we're almost done here.
Really? Oh, shit. I can talk. I'm in the mood to talk all day, and I do apologize to the podcast listeners. 1 degree of Chunky B. 6 o'clock in the morning. He is vibrating the whole section of that the casino in his room, our room. I get up. I go down to the casino. I put $20 in a slot machine. I push the max button. I push the little button because we're too lazy now to do this.
Right.
And all you got to do is press the fucking button. That's why slot machine people are heavier because they're getting no exercise. That's a whole nother theory we'll talk about later. Ding, 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 ding.
Come
ding,
on,
ding,
you
ding.
hit?
7s across.
How much you
Ding,
made?
ding, 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 ding. I look up at the screen, the digital numbers. 2,400.
You hit 2,400.
I am
Why haven't I heard this fucking story?
hands up in the air. I'm basically doing internal cartwheels and a half back spring with a roundabout. Some of you gymnastic people know what I'm talking about.
Sow cow, a triple sow cow.
And I look deeper into the screen. I played a fucking penny slot and I won $2.40.
Come on.
True story.
Can I tell you a similar story?
Please do.
I was at a convention in Vegas at the Mandalay Bay a couple years ago. I sat down at the bar and they had the video poker.
Yep.
Right? So I'm playing 25 cents a hand or something like that. And during the time I was sitting there, I was dealt quad aces 3 times. And had I been playing $1
Max,
a hand,
you did-
I would have been in like the 80 grand range. Instead, I made like $87. I mean, because I got it the first time, and I'm like, "There's no way this is going to happen again." And then I got it a second time,
Right.
and I'm like, "There's no way this is going to happen." And it fucking happened again. I got quad aces 4 times.
Why would you not?
3
even-
times.
Why wouldn't you even go max all the time?
I don't know.
You're just stretching it out, getting free
I was just
cocktails.
playing.
That's what.
I was just sitting there playing, and buying cocktails and having a good time. I was there for like 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, no, if you're playing video poker and you're at a right casino, you're not paying for your beverage.
No, it was awesome. It was great.
Yeah. And I was like, I started getting like cheap. I was like slow playing. But you
Slow
can't.
playing a slot machine.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I would I went over to Keno and I went over. Okay, but I want to say, people listening, we were all across the board today, and I know we wanted to talk more about things that mattered, but I think what matters is that at the end of the day, shut up and be a good guy. You know what I'm saying? Just, Travis, that's what you do on a rarely basis.
Rarely on a regular basis.
It's true.
I just had a Freudian
Where
penis.
can we find Travis if we need to see his podcast?
Check me out at apocalyptictimes.com. We're going to have the great Gary Adler on tonight. I'll have that posted.
If you love
sometime in
zombies
the
and
near
shit,
future.
zombies and shit blowing up and people killing each other and the end of the universe,
Right.
you'll love Apocalyptic Times.
And what I love the fact that you are going to go to his studio tonight. You're going to come back going, fuck, that's the way a podcast's supposed to be.
That's how you run it.
They are so
I know, I'm
professional. I even think I remember there was like a rack, multiple levels of equipment.
No kidding.
And they've got umbrellas that bounce off light. Like, look at all our shadows, and you can see every pimple that I've ever had in my life on this show.
It's called the future. Welcome to the future, gentlemen.
All right. Bust your action down, Adler.
Real quick, that's foureydfilms.com, FOUREYED films.com, and you can check out me and my company. We will brand anything you got.
Oh my God! It's
Chunky
great.
B, where are you?
I'll tell you what. I'm going to Flappers tonight. I know this will air after, but I am blowing the dust off a couple old jokes, and I'm going to Burbank.
Muffin Kentucky coming to Muffin Kentucky. Can we get the shirt? There it is. By the way, this shirt will be available soon. You got to put it right in front. There you go. That's Muffin Kentucky.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's if you haven't been listening to the first two podcasts, it's an old comedy duo with my great friend Paul Permay, now out of the Cincinnati area, and he and I travel across country doing a Muffin Kentucky show. But I am nervous about tonight. One, I'm nervous because I got to drive through traffic from Marina Del Rey to Burbank, which and they want me up there for 4 minutes. I got to do it, right?
That can be an eternity.
Oh, real quick, I got another gig. There's a show coming out called Spoiler Something, and the host of it is Kevin Smith. Ooh. He's a great director, right?
Yeah. Well, he's, according to some, he's a great director. According to others, he's a so-so director.
Right. But he's big.
He's huge.
He's a huge guy. And
he loves hockey, by the way.
I know. And, you know something? I can't believe I'm promoting it because it's only in Canada.
All
and
right.
it's called Spoiler. And he's
Spoiler alert. Spoiler.
something like that.
Okay.
And it's going to be twice a week.
And you're warming up the show?
I'm warming up the audience. I'll be the
for you.
warm-up comedian. And if you guys want to look that up and get tickets and come on down.
What are the possibility of you talking Kevin Smith into being on our show?
That's my goal.
All right.
I've got like 11 work days with him.
Let's do it.
And you come in slow. You got to crawl, walk, and run.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't go in hot.
Don't go in hot. But,
Yeah, don't.
But,
You know what I mean? Don't do this.
Yeah, no. You by show 8, I think I'll be wearing his ass like a hat. All right, I got to get a neck brace because I could.
There you go.
All right, you guys. I want to say thank you. This is 1 Degree of Chunky B, and I'm Chunky B, but I am honored once again to have the privilege of hanging out with great individuals, Gary Adler, Four Eyed Films, and of course the Wizard of the Knobs, Travis Spencer, Apocalyptic something.
Times.
Beautiful pronunciation. Thank you so much, Chunky.
You guys are awesome, and all I'm asking for is a little knick-knack paddywhack. Tell a friend about this craziness, because the more you listen, the more we bullshit.
ChunkyB.tv.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about me. See, wait a second. I was needy, but at the end of the show, I was giving.
Bring it back this way.
You guys are awesome. I'm Chunky B. I'm off like a prom dress. Outage.
I loves me some 1 Degree of Chunky B.